Yo, yo, yo. What's the dealio, y'all? What's the dealio? What's the word? What's the word? We on live today. It's day two. Day two of the boot camp. I hope y'all ready. I hope y'all ready, man. How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? If you just tuning in, say what's up. Say what's up in the comments. Let me know. Let me know where you tuning in from, all right? We got a banger of a live today, all right? Best Beezy, what up? What up, Chago? Henry, what's up? What's up? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? All right. Hey, if you just tuning in, say what's up. Do me a favor, y'all. Like this video, okay? Let's get this video right here to 100 likes, okay? We got day two of this boot camp. And today what I want to go over is indicators, setups, chart patterns, right? Support, resistance, supply, and demand, okay? Genesis, what up, what up? How you feeling? What's the dealio, Johnny? What's up, what's up? Pamela, what up? How you feeling? Kent, what's up, Kent? How you doing? Jazzy D, what's up, Jazzy D? How y'all doing? Hey, like this video, y'all, okay? If you have not already, just like this video. That's all you gotta do, all right? And also, be sure to subscribe to this channel if you haven't either, all right? Every single day, I'm bringing you guys life-changing information that could change your life in the stock market, all right? So check it out, man. I don't want to waste y'all time. I do not want to waste y'all time. All right. So today, like I said, today I want to go over a lot of things. I want to focus on technicals, right? I want to focus on like technical things, right? Practical things. Yesterday, we talked about psychology. We laid the foundation, right? We talked about certain rules that you want to adhere to. Today, we're getting more granular and technical with it. And tomorrow we're going to be bringing it all together, okay? So, Donald, what's up? What's up? What's up, Bryant? Lando, what's up, Black Rose? How you feeling? How y'all feeling? What up? What up? All right, so listen, I don't want to waste y'all time. If you just tuning in, say what's up in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to this YouTube channel, all right? I want you guys to understand I'm trying to sell you on you, okay? I'm trying to help you guys realize that you could do this stuff, all right? I used to not think that I could do this stuff. I used to think that the stock market was too complex for me. Real talk, all right? I don't think that no more. So I'm trying to help you see the light, and I'm trying to help you see that you can do this as well. All right, what's up, Doria? How you doing? How you doing? All right, so check this out, y'all. Okay? There's a couple questions that I always get. Okay? There's a couple questions that I always get. What indicators are you using? Right? How do you chart out your levels? Right? Those are two questions I get almost every day. So, today, we're going to talk about all of it, all right? So the first thing that I want to do is I want to go over indicators, okay? I want to go over indicators. Now let me say this, when we're talking about indicators, right? When we're talking about indicators, I want you to understand that QTZ, what's up? What's up, QTZ? QTZ is a killer. Brian said, been having a profitable week thanks to your gems. Hey, salute to that, Brian. Appreciate that. I'm glad you making bread. All right. Caught the replay. Okay. So yeah, so check it out. Indicators. So when we're talking about indicators, I want you to understand that indicators are not going to make you money, right? They're not going to make you money. How you use the indicator is gonna be what makes you money. I want you to understand that all an indicator does is indicate a piece of information and you have to decipher the information, right? I'm going to say this again. An indicator is only indicating a piece of information to you, and it's up to you to decipher what to do with that information and that knowledge. Okay? So watch this. Watch this. If you don't know how to think, and if you don't know what you're doing, it don't matter what indicators you use, you still gonna lose money. Right? Let me say this again. If you don't know how to actually trade, if you don't know what you're doing, it don't matter what indicators you use, you still gonna lose money. And that's why you have people that have 35 indicators, always chasing a new indicator, and they still ain't making no money, right? All you really need is like maybe 2 to 4 indicators that you use every single day. That's really it. You may have other indicators that you use sparingly, but on an everyday basis, I'm only using like 3 indicators for real, right? Really, yeah, 3 indicators is what I use every day, right? Straight up, 3 indicators is what I use every day. All the other ones, sometimes they just be on the charts, or I may turn them off, or I may turn them on when I want to like see something, right? But indicators are just giving you information, but you have to figure out how to decipher, what is this telling me? Okay? So before we go into indicators, I just wanted to set the stage, right? Y'all know by this point in time, I like to go through things methodically. When I'm doing lives, I want to take you through a step-by-step process. I don't want to just word vomit on you. I don't want to just say a whole bunch of stuff. I have a process with how I want to deliver the information to you, right? So before we talk about indicators, we got to lay the foundation, right? Before we build the house, we got to pour the concrete, right? And then we got to let it dry. And then before we build the kitchen, what do we got to do? We got to frame the house. So what we're doing is we're framing the house right now. We're framing the house. I want you guys to really ensure that you understand that you have to understand things before you get certain information. If I just come to you and be like, hey, this is the indicator I'm using, that ain't gonna do nothing for you. But if I tell you, okay, an indicator is not gonna make you millions. All an indicator is gonna do is give you information, and you still gotta figure out what to do with that information. That is gonna empower you way more than just being like, here's an indicator, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through the indicators that I use, okay? Dr. Vita said also, when do you know it's time frame to use for both swing and day trading? I got you. We'll talk about that too, okay? We'll talk about that as well. Mason said EMAs, Bollinger Bands, and VWAP, RSI is okay. All you need, okay. So let's get into it, right? So I used to use, what up, Jerome? What up, what up? I used to use the Bollinger Bands a lot. I used to use the EMAs a lot, right? Let's go over the EMAs first, okay? So before I show the charts, once again, foundational understanding, right? The EMAs, it stands for the exponential moving average, right? So exponential moving average. You also have something called the SMA, which is just a simple moving average. Now let's break down the two real quick. Exponential and simple. An exponential moving average is, let me break this down for you. What was the average price of the stock over the past blank days? So if I'm using the 9 EMA, what is the average price of the stock over the last 9 days? That's what the EMA is going to show you, right? The 200 EMA. What is the average price of this stock over the last 200 days? That's what the 200 EMA is going to show you. The SMA is going to do the same thing. Now, let me tell you the difference between the SMA and the EMA. The EMA is going to factor in the stock's explosive moves to the upside and to the downside, but the SMA is not going to factor that in. So if you want to take a little bit more of a conservative approach, then you want to use the SMA, right? Otherwise, you can use the EMA. Okay? So that's the foundation. So it don't matter what number EMA you're using. That's what an EMA is. That's what a moving average is. It is a moving average, right? It's going to move, but it's going to let you know what the average price of the stock was over the past 9 days, 50 days, 20 days, 13 days, 48 days, 200 days, right? That's what it's going to do. So if that makes sense, let me know in the comments. If that made sense for the EMAs, let me know. Before we move on, I need to know that we all on the same page here. I need to know. Okay, so if that makes sense about the EMAs, let me know. Right? I just broke that down. So now all this EMA and SMA talk, it should be clear for you now. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go a little bit deeper on the EMAs in a minute. All right? But I want you guys to follow me. Follow me on this live, right? You know I'm going to give you the information. You know I'm going to give you the sauce. But I need you to be with me. And I need you to understand and be willing to take this information in. I need to be able to deliver it to you, right? So that you can understand it. Okay? What up, Jerry? Debo Lewis, what up? Mark Buggs from Queens, New York. Shout out to New York, man. What up, Reggie? What up, Gerald? The more you study, the less you worry. I always say that. All right, the more you study, the less you worry. Okay? So, I actually said makes sense. Okay, so now, when we have the EMAs, watch this. When we have the EMAs, if you have a 9 EMA, all that means is when a stock comes down to the 9 EMA, it's a short-term pullback. That's it. As long as the stock stays above the 9 EMA, we're in an uptrend. Simple as that. Okay? Next thing. Right? Next thing. The 21 EMA is 21 days over 9 days. Right? So the thing about the 9 and the 21 EMA, which is what I use, is whenever the 9 EMA is above the 21 EMA, the stock is in an uptrend. Whenever the 21 EMA is above the 9 EMA, the stock is in a downtrend. And I'm going to show you this on the charts. I'm going to show you this on the charts. Okay? Now the 200 EMA is basically a divider between bullish and bearish. Whenever a stock breaks below the 200 EMA, we know that we got some bearish momentum and we could be going super low. But the 200 EMA is such a strong level that if the stock comes down and it bounces, it's going to go right back to the upside. Okay? So I use EMAs. I don't use SMAs, right? Nobody told me which moving averages to use. I chose to use exponential moving averages because I wanted the big moves factored in to what my numbers were. That's why I use the 9 and the 21. Okay? So Understanding when you see the moving averages cross and the 9 is above the 21, you're going to be in an uptrend. All right. So anytime that the stock comes down to the 9 EMA and you see it start to come up, you can enter into a trade because you know it's going back up because it's bouncing off of the 9 EMA, which is a short-term pullback. Right? Let me know if that makes sense, y'all. All right? So, let's go to the charts and let me show you guys what I'm talking about when we talking about the EMAs. Okay? The EMAs. I'm gonna make my chart bare so y'all could really get this. All right? So I'm turning off my indicators right now so y'all can see this so it can be clear as day for you. I don't want no confusion. All right? I don't want no confusion from nobody. All right, so I'm turning this stuff off. 200. All right. I'm turning everything off. So right now, all I have is the 9 and the 21 EMA, right? So watch this, y'all. Watch this. I'm going to break this down for you on the charts. If y'all are watching, do me a favor and like this video, okay? Like this video. That's all I'm asking for you. Like this video and subscribe to this YouTube channel. This is some of the best information about trading on this channel you're going to get that you ain't got to pay for. Right? Real talk. So be sure to like this video for me. Subscribe to this channel. Because if you stick with me, I'm going to change your life and I'm going to help you make some real money in the stock market. Right? No cap. Okay? So let's go to the charts. All right. So it don't matter what the stock is. The charts are the charts. It don't matter what the stock is. Right here we got TTD. Right? Trade desk. But let's look at it. My blue line is my 9 EMA and my red line is my 21 EMA. Okay? So look. Anytime that these EMAs crossed over, a new trend started. This is on a weekly time frame. It don't matter what time frame you own, right? This is on a daily time frame. Let's go to the daily real quick, right? Same thing, right? The stock broke below the 21 and the 9 EMA. It crossed over. Now the stock is in a downtrend, right here, right? 21 EMA, 9 EMA. 21 is above. The 9 is below. Downtrend. Okay. Look at this. The stock is the 9 EMA is above the 21 EMA right here. Uptrend. Right? 9 EMA is above it. Uptrend. That's what this means. So as you can see, trade desk was at $73, came down to 72, bounced, and it came up. Right? Came up to 76, came back down, bounced, and then it came up. Gapped all the way up here. Came down, tested the 9 EMA, bounced, and then went back up, right? So this is in an uptrend. Let's go back. Look at this. 9 EMA, 21 EMA, 9 EMA is above it. Uptrend. Right? In an uptrend, the stock does not come below the 9 EMA. Let's go to a different stock. Let's look at Robinhood. Okay? Let's look at Hood. All right? Same thing. Let's go. This is the daily time frame right here. This is $30. All right, so look at this, y'all, right? Look at this. Robinhood over here was at $30. Okay? So we're going to put right here $30. Okay, $30, right? And as you can see, the 21 EMA was above the 9 EMA when the stock was at $30, right? Now look at this. When Robinhood hit $41, $42, the stock went into an uptrend, right? The stock went into an uptrend. Boom, right? Gapped up to $44. And look, came up, 51, came down, bounced, right? Came up over here. Came below the 9 EMA, touched the 21, and then it bounced and it went up, right? And now look. The 9 EMA is still above the 21, and look, it's just in an uptrend. Uptrend, 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 right? Look at this. It may come down below the 9 EMA, but then the buyers push it right back up. Uptrend, 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 right? Look at this uptrend, y'all. The 9 EMA is above the 21 and it's wide, right? Uptrend, 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 right? A dip right here. Buyers came in, pushed that joker right back up. Uptrend, uptrend, uptrend. Now, look what's happening. Now we got it's jumbled right here. And look what's happening. We got to zoom in real quick, right? Look what's happening. You see how the 9 EMA and the 21, now they're starting to come together a little bit. They're tightening up. So if this 21 EMA crosses over the 9 EMA and it goes above the 9 EMA, we may see a downtrend, right? We may see a downtrend. Okay? So we had this whole uptrend. The 9 EMA is above the 21, uptrend, 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 uptrend. Now the 9 and the 21, they're coming together. If it crosses over, we could go into a downtrend on Robinhood. Okay? Let me know if that makes sense. Let me know if that makes sense. Let me know. What up, Damon? Okay? This is how you use the 9 EMA and the 21 EMA to see what's going on in the market, right? You can use this, you can use the EMAs for any time frame. The 15 minute, the 30 minute, the hour, the daily, the weekly. All you're looking for is uptrends and downtrends and pullbacks. That's it. That's all you're looking for, right? Being that you use a strat, do you find the EMAs are lagging the price action? Yeah. So the way that I use EMAs now is just where could the stock slow down at? That's it. Right? That's it. Because what I used to do is, I used to be like, damn, the stock came down, it's coming up, but we got the 9 and 21 and the 50 EMA right here. I ain't gonna take no calls. And then the stock blasts through all of them and I miss out on my money. Right? So now I'm like, okay, the strat helps me. It has helped me not allow the EMAs to slow me down from getting into a trade. So I keep them in mind, but I don't use them as a holy grail. Okay? So, Jeff said, can you please go over SoFi? I'm in a swing trade call, 27 expiration end of the week. I'm down so far. If not, I'm sure I should hold and trust the process or cut my loss. Yeah, so I'll try to go over that on this video, all right? So that's EMAs, right? That's EMAs. Now, the next thing, the next indicator, now you got the 50 EMA as well and the 200 EMA, but now that you understand EMAs, it don't matter which EMA you use, you can understand how to use them. And this is what I mean when I say all an indicator does is give you information. That's all the indicator does. It gives you information, right? So the next indicator that we're gonna go over. So we went over the EMAs, right? My next indicator, hold on, is going to be well, I'm gonna talk about the strat, okay? The strat is another indicator that I use. Okay? The strat is another indicator that I use. So if you are not familiar with the strat, right? The strat method. The strat method is a trading strategy that helps you read price action, right? That helps you read price action, okay? I'm not sure about AMD calls right now. We should have 79 likes, hit the door, but yeah. Hey, y'all, if y'all watching this right now and you getting value from it for real, and you haven't, just like this video, all right? That's all you got to do, okay? I'm in a Palantir swing. Hope you get to that. Salute to you. What up, Jay? Okay, so strat method, right? We got 97 people in here now. If you just tuning in, man, say what's up, all right? Say what's up. Let me know where you tuning in from. So with the strat method, I like to use the strat method for my entries, right? And for me to understand my levels. So basically, you have three types of candles, right? We got three types of candles. You got a 1 bar, a 2 bar, and a 3 bar. A 1 candle is a consolidation candle, right? What it means is this 1 candle is trading inside of the previous candle's range, okay? A 2 candle is a directional candle, which means that the stock is going in a direction up or down. A 3 candle means that the stock is outside of the previous candle's range, right? This is a very powerful strategy because with these 3 candles, there's something called combinations. Now, when you have these combinations are going to allow you to know when to enter, when to exit, and what your target prices are for when you're trading. All right, that's what the strat is. So now I'm gonna go to the charts and I'm gonna show you guys with the strat. If you need help with the strat, man, or if you are unprofitable or you intermediate, man, schedule a one-on-one, right? We starting to get booked up a lot more now. So be sure, don't book me when you gotta wait 4 months, okay? Take advantage now while I don't have 100,000 subscribers, right? I'm telling y'all, take advantage now. The strat method is literally the most powerful strategy that I've found, right? When I started using the strat, I literally 3x'd my profits with trading by using the strat method, all right? There's a lot of intricacies of it, but when you got it, you got it, okay? So, can we use it? Nah, I don't think you could use the strat method on Thinkorswim. It got to be on TradingView because it's an indicator, right? It's an indicator. But you can use the strat method without an indicator. You just have to know how to read the candlesticks without the assistant. That's why it's called the strat assistant, because it's assisting you to understand the strat method and which candles are what. Okay? So South Realm, love to see a homie from Germany. Hey, shout out to you. I don't know who you are, but I know that we was in the Air Force together. If you mentioned in Germany, I know that we was in the Air Force together. So salute to you, man, for sure. What's up, Darnell? Shima, what's up? What's up? What's up, Angie? How do we book? If you want to book, go to, let me see. If you want to book a one-on-one, the link is in my description of this video. It's in every video, but I'm going to send you the link right now. It's right here. Okay. So if y'all want to book a one-on-one, just click this link right here. All right, in the comments. And then yeah, we could do that. All right. Is there a specific pattern that you look for with the strat? So that's the thing, right? The strat is not about patterns. And that's why I love it. The strat is about entries, right? Because you could make 25% off of one candle. Literally, you can make 25% off of one candle, right? Once I understood about the strat, I was like, oh, okay. And I was literally able to 2-3x my profits. So let's go. All right. So we got, let's go to Robinhood, okay? Let's go to the 30-minute time frame. Okay. 30-minute time frame. This was today. Okay. So let's say, let's go to the 15 actually. 15-minute time frame. Okay. So this is the strat assistant right here. Okay. Now I'm going to show you guys a couple combinations first, and then we'll go back to the charts. So let's go to, let me show you guys, boom. All right. Okay, thank you. Let's go to right here. All right, dang. So I'm gonna show you guys some of the combos, the strat combos. My bad, y'all. All right. So this right here is combos, okay? So you have a 2-1-2 bullish. You have a 2-1-2, right? A red candle, a 1 candle, and then a 2 candle. You got a 3-1-2. Then you got a 2-1-2 bearish. You got a 3-1-2 bearish. And then you have a 1-3 reversal. You have a 1-3 bearish reversal, right? You got a 1-2-2, right? You got a 2-2-2 bearish. You got a 2-2-2 bullish, right? You also have a 3-2, a 3-2-2. Okay? So these are combinations. So let's say, let's do either a 3-2 or a 2-1-2. Okay? So you see 2-1-2, right? Bullish continuation, bullish reversal. 2-1-2. All right, so let's focus on 2-1-2s. All right? So we're going to focus on 2-1-2s. So here, let's go to 2-1-2s. Let's go to right here. 2-1-2. Let me find one on with Robinhood. If I can't find one with Robinhood, okay, here we go. So look at this. So this candle right here is a 2 candle, right? 2 candle. So this candle right here is a 2 candle, right? Then we have a 1 candle right here. Okay. So we got a 2 candle right here. Then we got a 1 candle. So what it says is, once the stock breaks above the high of this previous candle, you take entry, which is at 109.66. And then you could have rolled it up to 111. So if you would have took entry, right here, if you would have took entry right here at 109.64, and you took exit, let's just say you exited right here at 111.05, right? You could have banked 50% on this move, almost $2 move right here, off of trading the strat, off of 212 bullish reversal right there. And that's off the 15-minute time frame. So we talking a 40-50% trade in 10-15 minutes, and you done with your day, right? And this was the first 15, 20, 30, 45, so we talking an hour into the market. You see this setup, you take it, and then boom, you done with your day. Right? That's a 212 right there. Let's go to IWM. Right? Let's go to IWM. Let's say, let's find another one. Okay. Look at this one. That's a 213. My bad. Okay. Here's another one, a 322, right? You got a 3-bar right here. Okay. 3-bar right here. And you got a 2-bar right here. Tried to come down, it failed to go lower, it came up. And then you got a 2-bar right here, a 2 up and then a 2 up, right? So if you see this 3-bar and then you see a 2-bar, usually after a 3-2 comes another 2-bar in a direction. So you would take entry at this candle right here, okay? You could take entry once it breaks the high of this candle. So let's say you took entry right here at 224.72, right? Take entry at 224.72, right? You take entry at 224.72. You ride it up to what? This is 225.44, and then it goes all the way up to 225.77, right? Let's say you don't catch the whole move. Let's say you take exit, you exit your position right here. Okay? Exit. Right? Right there. On 0 data expirations, if you get a 90-cent move on 0 data expirations on IWM, this is probably a 70% trade right here. No lie. Off of a 322. Y'all see what I'm saying? 322. Right? So please understand that this indicator, if I could give away all of my indicators and only use one, I'm going to use a strat assistant. Just being honest. This is the main indicator that I'm using now. And I have literally tripled my profits. Literally. Triple my profits. Okay? Let me know if that makes sense, y'all. Let me know if that makes sense. Let me know if that makes sense. That's the second indicator, right? Kankakee. What's up, Patricia? Kankakee is in Illinois, right? If I'm not mistaken. What's up, Adam? What's up, Dennis? What up? What's the dealio? If you just tuning in, say what's up. All right, say what's up. Don't come on and get all the sauce and not even like the video, right? Or not even engage with us, right? Say what's up. Okay. We got 90 people on here. Yeah, say what's up in the comments. Let me know where you're tuning in from, and like this video and subscribe to this YouTube channel. All right. Do the settings stay the same, or do you change the value? Yeah, you gotta do a couple things to the settings. You gotta do a couple things to the settings to your liking, but most of it is you good. right? So that's an indicator right there, okay? So we talked about the EMAs, we talked about the strat, right? Yes, you can use a strat. You can use a strat for swing trading. You can use it for swing trading overnight, swing trading for a week, swing trading for a month, leaps, day trading, scalp trading. You can use a strat for everything, okay? So that's the other indicator. So we're going to move on from indicators now, right? The next thing that I want to go over, right, is going to be, let me go right here. The next thing I want to go over is going to be support, resistance, and demand zones, right, and supply. So, what's up, Ed? Chago said, yes, is there another platform like TradingView? Honestly, I don't. Some people use other things, but TradingView is the majority of what most traders are going to be using. So I just use TradingView. All right. Are you also knowledgeable about using fair value gaps? Absolutely. Absolutely. Fair value gaps make a lot of money too. They make me a lot of money, right? They help me with so much, right? So yeah, fair value gaps for sure. All right. Shout out to Katy, Texas. I just haven't been able to understand the strat yet. Is there a combo indicator that goes with that? Nah, you just need to, there's no combo indicator. The strat assistant shows you the number candle and you just have to know what combinations you're looking for. Right. Shout out to South Carolina. Right. So yeah. So the next thing is support, resistance, and supply and demand. Okay. So I want you guys to look at support and resistance as where does a stock pivot, right? When a stock is going up and you see it going up, where does it change directions? That's a resistance level. If a stock is coming down, where does it start to go up at? That's a support level, okay? That's a support level, support and resistance. Now, supply and demand is demand zones are where a whole bunch of buyers are sitting at, and supply zones are where a whole bunch of sellers are sitting at, right? So if we go to the charts, we could find supply zones and demand zones and we could get big moves. So I'm gonna give you guys a couple examples that I found, or I trade like last week. Last week I called Tempest AI and it blasted off. Why did it blast off? Why did last week my whole watch list did numbers? Why? Because I saw the zones, right? So we're gonna go through support and resistance, but demand and supply zones, okay? Adam says, Ed taught me all about gaps and fair value gaps. Yeah, go watch those videos. Hey, listen, y'all, I literally have like videos that people are charging $2,000 just for a video. Like, seriously. I got videos on fair value gaps, just so much stuff, right? I always said I wanted to make videos for if I was starting over in trading, what type of content did I need to see? This channel is that. That's why I give so much game, because I was tired of hearing about how much money somebody made. I wanted to get the actual thing answered, right? So go watch all of my videos. I'm not saying that because I just want views. I'm telling you this because the videos that I have are extremely powerful. And if you apply yourself, you can make some money off free videos. All right. Tamara said, watching from Panama City, Panama. Hey, shout out to Panama City, man. We was in Panama for Memorial Day. I did a vlog on that, right? Me and Shali was out there. Shout out to Panama City, man. All right. So let's go through, let's go over supply and demand zones. So like I said, A demand zone has a whole bunch of sellers sitting somewhere. I mean, a demand zone has a whole bunch of buyers sitting in an area on the charts. And a supply zone has a whole bunch of sellers sitting somewhere, right? So let's go look at some examples. Okay? Let's go look at some examples. Let me pull up Tempest, because this was a banger. All right, this was a banger right here. All right, Tempest, right? Tempest AI. So watch this, y'all. On a daily time frame, right? Daily time frame. We're going to come over here. All right. All right. So, look at this right here, y'all. Okay? This is a supply zone. And the reason why it's a supply zone is because anytime the stock came up in this area, it rejected and it went down. Right? And this is off the daily time frame. So when I saw this, I said, perfect. Right? We were here last week, and I said, if we can break past this level, we could go all the way to $85, right? And look what happened last week. I said calls above 75, 71. Look where we went to. We went to $85. Why is that? Because we broke through the supply zone where a whole bunch of sellers were sitting. Okay? So if you beat up the sellers, that means that the sellers turn into buyers and they're going to push the stock up. Right? Supply zone. Look at this. Demand zone. Every time the stock came in this area, it had an explosive move to the upside, right? Boom, boom, right? Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. So if you see a stock coming in a demand zone, you could ride calls to the upside as long as it bounces and it starts to go up. Look at HIMS. Look. Demand zone right here. It came down here and look where it went to. Right here. And look where it went to. Right? It's starting to climb. We gonna see HIMS hit like $50 real soon. Probably by this week. Right? Because we are in a demand zone and buyers are sitting right here. They're stepping in, buying the stock and gonna push the stock higher. That's the power of a demand zone right there. Right? So you got supply zones and you got demand zones. Demand zones, sellers are sitting in an area, and then supply zones, sellers are sitting in an area. Right? So if the stock comes into a demand zone, if we would have lost this level, you would have saw HIMS drop all the way down here. But the buyers kept the stock up. That's why we're going to see HIMS come back to the upside, because buyers are stepping in and they're sending the stock higher. Is it going to happen overnight? No, but it will happen, right? Let's see. We got MU right here, right? Look at MU. Look at this. Go to right here. Look at this right here, right? Boom. Boom. Right? This is a supply zone right here. Every time the stock came up here, it rejected, right? Came back up, rejected again. Supply zone. Simple, right? Look right here. This was another supply zone, right? The stock broke through here, and look what happened. It went up another $13, right? Supply zones and demand zones. These zones are extremely powerful. Extremely powerful. All right? Let me know if that makes sense. Let me know in the comments if that makes sense. Supply zones, demand zones. Let me know if that makes sense. All right. Is the Strat Assistant by Ricky Carroll? I believe so. Let me look real quick. Let me look real quick to see. Strat. Yes. Ricky Z. Carroll. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Let me know if that makes sense about demand zones and supply zones. Okay. Yes. I draw the zones like from the top of one candle to the bottom of another candle. That's how I draw my zones. Right? I'm telling you guys right now that this stuff will change your life if you implement it and apply it. It will change your life. I don't know how else to say it. It will change your life. If you understand support and resistance, if you understand demand and supply zones, if you understand the strat method, right? If you understand market sentiment, there is no way you can lose in the market. Will you take L's? Yes. You're going to take L's. But once you start to get over yourself, your L's are going to be a lot less than your wins. And your wins are going to outweigh your L's, and the L's ain't even going to matter. You're going to lose $30, $40, $50, a couple $100. You're going to be like, it's all good. I just made 3 bands yesterday. I'll take a little $200 L because that's $2,800 net anyway. See what I'm saying? It's all about being net positive. It's all about being net positive. That's what I need you guys to understand. The name of the game is to be net positive. Take all of this stuff that you get in and really, really understand how to put it all together, right? How to put it all together and then make money. And if you do it long enough and you're consistent enough, you'll be able to quit your job. You'll be able to, you'll be able to, what else? Quit your job, pay your car off, right? You'll be able to pay off things for a year. You'll be able to do so many things that are life-changing to you, but it all starts with getting consistent on the charts and understanding the charts. If you're buying shares of stock without looking at the charts, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong, right? You're doing it wrong. You got to understand and learn how to use technical analysis so that you can get to a point where you can see the charts and you can read the charts and make decisions based off of the charts. Everything is not going to go your way 100% of the time. I want you to get that in your head, right? But what you can do is, if you can win 80% of the time, right? 80% of the time, you're going to make a lot of money and you're going to be able to experience freedom, right? Let me ask you guys something. Put it in the chat. Why is trading important for you? Like, what is the reason why you're deciding to take trading serious? Put it in the comments, man. All of y'all, right? Put it in the comments. Why are you deciding to take trading serious? What is the reason for taking trading serious? Right? When I started taking trading serious, I was going door to door selling solar panels, right? I was in Vegas. And I was making a lot of money, but I was like, I don't want to be inside of a corporation, right? I know Shelly, she told me, she was like, yo, you making a lot of money, but all of the effort that you putting out there you're only making a portion of what you could be making if you was going all in on this thing for yourself. And she was right, right? So I'm like, yeah, you're right. That's real. And so it's like, how can I buy my freedom? Right? How can I really buy my freedom? And I was like, I'm going to take trading serious because I've been about it, right? I knew about trading, but I never just went all in and jumped off the porch. But 2 years ago, I jumped off the porch. Every morning, I would wake up at 5:30, 5:15 a.m., get ready to go in the market. I would trade for about 1 to 2 hours. I would go to the gym, and then I would go to work. And I did that every single day. And then I would come home at 8, 9 p.m., and I would study for 1 to 2 hours. I would go to bed sometimes around midnight, and I would wake up at 5 a.m. all over and do it again. And I did it every single day. Every single day, y'all. So this stuff is real. This ain't no game. This ain't no, make a YouTube video. No, this stuff is, I'm sharing this stuff because you guys will be able to do things that you never fathomed before, right? You gonna be up 50,000 in a month, and you're gonna be like, you know what? Let me go pay this off. Here go 10 grand. Oh man, we really want to go on this vacation. Let me just go pay for everything up front. Let me go front the whole 2 months. Boom, here we go, right? Oh man, my mom, she really need help. Let me go give her 5 racks. There you go. Oh, my mom's rent, her rent due. Man, let me just go pay her rent for 3 months so she ain't got to stress. That's what this is about, right? That's what this is about. This ain't about flexing. This ain't about a watch. This ain't about a chain. This is about freedom and you being able to be there for the people that you love most. That's what this is about. And I want you guys to really understand that and ruminate on that. That's why it's so important for you to really understand how to really trade. And I mean that seriously, y'all. I mean that from inside of me, right? So like, please understand that you can all do this. All right, you can all do this. T. Gomes said, new skill in financial freedom. A guy that was my trainer quit to trade full time. I want to trade my money for the time instead of trading my time for the money. Residual income. Make the most money I ever had in solar. Okay, back. So you in solar too. Tamara said, I retired early and moved out of the country and I need to keep my mind sharp and create more wealth. I like that. Donald G said, supplement income, pay off debts. There we go. Wake up movement, generational wealth. Generational wealth. Brian said, debt. Job I currently have, not getting my, yep. Freedom, financial freedom, skill, another stream, right? Daryl said, teach my kids. That's the powerful one right there. When you can teach your kids how to trade, when they in their formative years, 12, 10 years old, 11, 13, and they seeing you trade smacking $2,000 in a day, it's gonna be second nature to them. You know what I'm saying? This stuff is real, y'all. Like, I know it's everybody want to know about the charts and the strategy, but like, if you are willing, listen to what I'm saying. You got to be willing to put in the work. You got to be willing to make the decisions to get where you want to get to. Right? Trading is the one vehicle to wealth, and it totally depends on me to change my family's name as far as wealth creation. Exactly. Ken said, so I could teach my son and family how to become debt free. Pamela, ready to get off this corporate plantation. Change generational curse. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make this bread. I may make some more bread. Yes. Fund my granddaughter education and teach her how to fish. Trade it. Exactly. That's what this stuff is about, y'all. All right? Man, I'm 56. I'm done giving my time for money. I feel it. So listen, I want you guys to understand that I'm not just a stock person, right? I'm a real dude who has lived real life, right? I've been through real things. And over time, I've seen the importance of being able to learn how to trade. Because let me tell you the most powerful thing, right? If you wake up, don't nobody in the world fuck with you, people talking shit about you, you could wake up and still go make money. If you looking for a job and it ain't no jobs, but you know how to trade, you could still make money. That's how powerful this thing is. You need to pay for a bill next week. You could go pay for that bill in 30 minutes in the market. Right? As long as your psychology is on point, man, you could change your life doing this stuff, y'all. So I just wanted to take a minute to really touch on that. This ain't about just money. This is about you evolving and elevating yourself. Right? This is real life. So it's a call to action. This is my call to action to you to really, really get serious about this stuff. More serious than you ever been. Because I know we all think that we serious, but it's like, I want you to ask yourself, have I been going as hard as I think I should? Have I been going as hard as I think I am going? If the answer is no, if you could take an honest look at that, it's time for you to go harder. Go put an extra 30 minutes of studying in every day. Go put an extra 2 hours of studying in on the weekends, right? You got to make certain sacrifices so you can have the time to go put towards this stuff. I'm serious, y'all. This is a call to action for you to really take this stuff serious, man. Make the investments you need. Go drive Uber so you could put an extra $500 in your trading account. Do what you gotta do, man, for real. All right. So somebody said, I use a 200 and a 20 SMA? I do not use the SMA. I don't use the 20 SMA. On my charts, I got the 9 EMA, I got the 21 EMA, I got the 50 EMA, and I got the 200 EMA. That's what I got. Okay, so we just went over indicators, right? EMAs, all of them. We went over the strat assistant. Okay. Also, we went over, before AI takes over the market, real talk, right? A lot of things are going to be going to the wayside. Okay. And then we talked about support and resistance, but also supply and demand zones, which I feel are very, very, very powerful. Okay. And then, this right here. And then, what did I say? Oh yeah, perfect. Yeah. So supply and demand zones, the strat method, the strat assistant, EMAs. We touched on everything. This is confirmation. Absolutely, wake up movement. Popilla says the best skill I ever invested my time, energy in. Exactly. That's what it's about, Popilla. Popilla with the Skrilla. All right. So let me ask y'all, was this hour that you just spent with me, was this valuable to you? Did this help you in any way? If this helped you in any way, if this was valuable to you, then let me know in the comments. Okay? Let me know in the comments or like this video so I could know that I'm getting to you guys and I'm helping you guys out. Let me know in the comments if this was truly valuable. Not just some hype stuff, right? Not just saying something that feel good, but truly actual valuable. All right, let me know in the comments, man. Because I really, really want you guys to understand the power of this stuff. This is not just something that you just wake up and be good at. Nah, you got to put real hours into this stuff. You got to lose real money, right? You got to lose real money. You gonna go through things. You gonna feel like it's agonizing. You ain't never gonna get there, right? It's gonna feel that way sometimes, but it's okay. It's just a part of the journey. It's a part of the game. But you have to understand that by you going through this journey, you're literally unlocking a door for infinite abundance for you and your family and your legacy. Right? Appreciate that, Popilla. For sure, Dr. Avita, Army of One. Jerry said, I clean carpet for a living, but I want to leave my grandkids prep generation. Yeah. Great help. Definitely. Yes, sir. Yeah, it's been an hour already. Yeah, I learned more tonight. Genesis. Hey, that's what I'm here for, man. That's what I'm here for, y'all. All right. So listen, y'all. Do the work. Get serious with this stuff. Get serious with this stuff, man. Get serious with this stuff. Do what you got to do to get where you want to get. And trust in God, man. Trust in the Most High. I'm telling you, journal the stuff, write it down, pray on it, meditate on it, visualize it. You got to use the spiritual realm as well. You got to tap into that so that you could ascend and go higher. This ain't about the money. I'm telling you, I say this almost every video, almost every live. This ain't about the money. And the people that think that it's only about the money, it's only about the charts, I'm telling y'all, it's not. It's not. All right. Darnell said, I want to join your Discord. I'm gonna put it in the comments right here. In the chat right here. If y'all want to join the Discord, man, here we go. If y'all want to join the Discord, here's the link. Right here. Right there. Yeah, come trade with us, right? Come trade with us. Come book a one-on-one. Like, dude, I don't care. Do what you gotta do to get where you want to get. Right? There you go, Darnell. Darnielle, my bad. Darnielle, not Darnell. Darnielle. There you go. There's a link up in there. Tamara said, yes, I'm going to go and listen to your other videos. I'm ready. Yeah, it's time to be a great trader, right? It's time to take it up a notch. It's time to take it up to another level, the next level, right? We can't just be okay with being good because good is the enemy to great. It's time to be great, y'all. It's time to be great. It's time to be great. All right. Very valuable and relatable. I have plenty of notes. For sure, Ashley. Ashley is a money getter. Adam said, the more you study, the less you worry. It's not just a case. Hey, I'm telling y'all, it's not. The more that I study, the less that where you think it came from, y'all? Where you think it came? I don't just make up stuff just to say it so it sounds good on YouTube. No. I'm saying this because I was thinking, I'm like, damn, the more I studied, the less I was worried inside of the trade. That's why I say the more you study, the less you worry. This is real life. You know what I'm saying? Chago said, you really built my confidence that I could do this. Hell yeah, you can. Yeah. Let's go, Chago. Yeah, of course you can. Listen, all y'all can do this. And that's the beautiful part. Everybody can do this. You just got to believe. That's why I tell you, I'm trying to sell you on you. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to sell you on you. I know you could do it. Do you know you could do it? And once you know you can do it, you take off, right? You take off. That's what this stuff is about, y'all. That's what this stuff is about. So check this out, y'all. Tomorrow, I'm going to be on live for the last day, for day 3, right? Day 3, tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, okay? 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. We're going to bring it all together. We're going to focus on entries. We're going to focus on executions. Okay? We're going to focus on entries. We're going to focus on your execution. We're going to spend some time on entries, y'all. All right? But I want you guys to understand that this stuff could change your life, man. All right? Man, the game changed for journalism. Okay, extremely valuable. Appreciate that, Tina. All right. Tomorrow, you gotta I gotta look at the watch. I'm about to look at the stocks tonight. I don't fully know what I'm looking at tomorrow. I just gotta look at the charts and kind of find my setups. Right? So I don't know just yet. All right. Can you go over SoFi chart? Let me go over SoFi since I called it real quick, all right? And then we're going to get up out of here. Let's go over SoFi real quick, y'all. If y'all want me to go over SoFi, or listen, do me a favor, just like this video, all right? And we're going to go over SoFi real quick. First, before I go over SoFi, I want to say, when you're swing trading, you're going to need patience. Some trades you're going to have drawdown. Okay? Some trades are going to have drawdown. You got to be patient, and you got to trust yourself, and you got to trust the process. Okay? So let's go over SoFi real quick. All right. All right. Here we go. Okay. So SoFi, right? So I want to go to the 30-minute real quick. Number one, this right here is a supply zone, right? This right here is a supply zone. I want y'all to see this, right? So it came up here, rejected, came up here, rejected, came up here, rejected, right? It's a supply zone. Now SoFi was up in this supply zone, right? So it is above this supply zone right here, okay? It's above the supply zone. So we got above the supply zone yesterday. Came up, right? If you look at the 30-minute time frame, right? Look at the 30-minute time frame. So this was on Friday, right? On Friday, SoFi came up here, it consolidated the rest of the day, and it blasted off, right? Now this right here is a bull flag, okay? So we got a move to the upside right here. And then we got consolidation right here. Okay. And then we have another move to the upside. Okay. Now, after we had a move to the upside right here, look what happened. We consolidated again yesterday, right? So yesterday we consolidated right here, right? So it did come down, but I'm still holding on because I am trusting what I'm seeing, right? Sometimes what stocks do is, and what the market does is, it will come down to shake people out of their positions, and then it will end up going to the upside, right? If you look at it on a daily time frame again, we have all-time highs at right here at 28.28, right? We're above this level right here of $25. We're above there, right here, right? So we have room to go to $27, okay? We have room to go to $27. So today could really just be like a slight pullback, and then we could go back up to the upside, right? We could go back up to the upside, right? Or we could come down here to $25 potentially and retest and then bounce up. We are going to see, right? But me personally, I'm still bullish on SoFi right now because of where we're at on the charts. Just because you had one red day don't mean that the stock ain't going to go in a direction, right? Because look, on this whole uptrend, right, this was a red day. That don't mean that SoFi didn't keep going up, right? This was a red day right here at $21. But look where SoFi at now, right? Last week, we had a red day right there, $22. And look what happened. It came all the way up, right? So I'm bullish on SoFi. And then we have NVIDIA earnings this week. I think that what could be happening is we could have a very strong end to the week as well. All right. So you still bullish on that one? Yeah, I know it was ugly. It was ugly the end of the day today. I ain't gonna lie. But we're also in that Starbucks call. I caught that one, and I'm up about 8% on that one right now. All right. So yeah, so we gonna see what happens tomorrow with SoFi, okay? If you're in the Discord, if I get out, I will let you guys know. The thing about the small account challenges, I'm gonna be transparent with everything. How much I lost, how much I made, everything, right? So if we take an L on that one, I'm going on Saturdays, on that video on Saturdays, I'm gonna break it all down. All right. But Jeff said I bought in when it was at 2603. So I should stay in the trade. So here's the thing, right, Jeff? If you cannot stomach the drawdown, then if you're not comfortable in the trade, then get out, right? I am staying in the trade because I'm comfortable in the trade, right? That's all I can say. I put it in Discord. If you're not comfortable with your risk, don't get in the trade. If you're not comfortable with the drawdown, then get out. But a lot of times, patience, it pays. That's just what I've seen, right? I could have got an extra week out, but because I'm starting with a small account, I don't have a lot of money in that account to buy me extra time, right? So I'm personally depending on my analysis, right, on what's going on. So yeah. Do you use the Asian and London markets as indicators? Not really. Maybe I should, but I don't. Asian markets actually sometimes, yes, it does give an indicator, but I don't like harp on it. You know what I'm saying? But when I just thought about it, I have paid attention to the Asian markets, Chinese markets for sure, actually. Chinese stocks too. Chinese stocks will kind of give you a little indication of what could be going on as well, right? But yeah, absolutely. All right. So yeah, I appreciate that, Jeff. Genesis, are you talking about on the Saturday video? Can I give the entry prices, or what do you mean by that? I should have did September 5th too. Yeah. I do think that we're going to hit the $27, but it is a matter of, is it going to be Thursday or is it going to be a week or two from now? Right? So yeah. And that's the thing about the market and trading, right? Sometimes things just happen. And so you kind of gotta go with the flow, right? Because you're going to make money, you're going to lose money, right? But as long as we keep our losses to a minimum, then we good. I know we're going to make more money than we lose anyway, so I'm not really worried about that. Y'all get what I'm saying? I'm not worried about that. But I do want to know what Genesis is talking about when he says, can we give the entry prices? Can we give the entry prices? On the Saturday video, when I recap the small traded, the small account challenge, I will be letting you guys know, as much as I possibly can about the whole thing, right? The whole trade, the whole account, that week's performance and all of that stuff, right? I'm going to be going over everything, right? This is an opportunity for me to be able to be transparent. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I could do that, Genesis. I could let y'all know. I just have to annotate it so I know, but yeah. Okay. So yeah, y'all, I appreciate y'all. We an hour and 20 minutes in, and we still got 100 people on this live. Listen, y'all, I sincerely appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me, showing up, watching the lives, tapping into the video, subscribing, all of that stuff, man. I sincerely appreciate y'all. It does not go unnoticed, and that's why I show up every day for you, and I always try to give you guys real life value, because I know you could be spending your time somewhere else. You could be watching somebody else, or whatever the case is, right? So I appreciate y'all for tuning in, seriously, all right? So I'm going to get up out of here. Like I always say, make sure you get up out of your head and you go get into this world, because your head is a dangerous place to live, all right? Stop living in your head, man. Get in the world. You're going to start to see that it's not about you. The world is way bigger than you, all right? And also remember, the more you study, the less you worry, all right? I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Y'all stay smooth, man. All right, y'all stay smooth. And I'm going to holler at you guys tomorrow. If you in the Discord, I'm going to see you in the morning. If not, I'm going to see you tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Book a one-on-one. Come join the Discord, and let's go get this money, y'all. All right? I'm going to holler at y'all tomorrow. Peace.